All right, Pac-Manians, I'm back with the bottom half of the last page of the lesson. So let's take a look at number 7. Explain how you could find the number of cups in 5 gallons of water. So I'm going from what to what here? The number of cups in 5 gallons of water. What did they give me? They gave me 5 gallons, and they want to know how many cups, right? So what would you do? Look at my chart. How many cups are in a gallon? I go to gallon, down to cups, and it says 16, right? So what would we do? We would take the number of gallons. I would pause and see if you get the same thing I do. Okay? I would multiply the gallons by 16 to get a number of cups. Cool, right? Easy. That one's done. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. What would you do? Okay, go. And I would often, when it says 5 like that, cross that out and write it as a 5. All right. Here's a bit of review. Carly uses 2 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour and 1 3/8 cups of rye flour. What does the word "and" mean? Right, that means to add. In her bread recipe, how many cups does she use in all? Okie dokes. So we're gonna add these. I'm gonna write it over here. 2 3/4 plus 1 3/8. Okay. So when I look at this, there's so many different ways to do it. I'm gonna do it one way. First, I'm gonna pull out my whole numbers. I'm gonna go 2 plus 1 equals 3, right? And then I'm gonna go 3/4 plus 3/8. So I've got part of my answer there. Now here's the deal. Can I add 3/4 to 3/8? Is that just 6/12? No, you cannot do that. They must be the same. How do I get them to be the same? I get a common denominator, and how am I going to do it? I mean, I can cross multiply and go 4/4 and 8/8 over here. So if you want to do 30 seconds, do that. That's fine with me. But I'm going to use eighths because I know that 8 is a multiple of 4, right? There's a relationship between these two numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 2/2. Right? And 2/2, what's 2 divided by 2? It's 1, right? If I multiply by 1, am I really changing the value? No, I'm just changing the way that it looks. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. So now I get 6/8 plus 3/8. Okay? And now I can add them. What's 6 plus 3? 9. I get 9/8. All right? What kind of fraction is 9/8? Improper. That's correct. So I have to do a division problem. So I'm going to divide 9 by 8. How many 8s go into 9? Ones, right? So I get 1 minus 8. Remainder of 1, so it's 1/8. Perfect. So now I just take these two and add them together. 3 plus 1 1/8 equals 4 1/8. Bravo. Way to go. This is an interesting one here. A large pot holds 12 gallons of soup. Jared has 1 pint containers of chicken broth. Complete the table to help you find the number of 1 pint containers of chicken broth Jared will need to fill the pot. So he's got all these chicken broth pints, and he's got a big, gigantic 12-gallon pot. I mean, that's big, right? How many is he gonna need to put in there, right? So we got this function box. We got to fill it out. I mean, normally you would just take 12 and multiply it by the number of pints in a gallon. So in order for me to do this, I got to know how many pints are in 1 gallon. So I'm going to go to my chart, and I go to gallons, and I see that there are 8 pints, right? Okay, so even though it has 2 here, I'm going to put a 1 there, and I'm going to put an 8 there. Okay, so I know that my job is to multiply by 8. 1 times 8 is 8. So I'm just going to multiply by 8, going all the way down the row. What's 2 times 8? 16. 4 times 8? Double that, right? 32. 6 times 8? 48. 8 times 8? That's one that always messed me up. 64. 10 times 8, that's easy, 80. And 12 times 8, last number on the chart, 96. Okay, so he's gonna need 96 1-pint containers. All right, last video will be the homework.